pandemic. The show must go on.
Okay, can you see me?
And the same goes for school.
I miss my friends.
I miss learning and my teacher. My friends.
Even if it just isn't the same through a screen.
I miss my school way too much.
And for the older kids,
It's pretty upsetting.
with graduation canceled, seniors find other things to look forward to.
I think I'll really value this time that we all have together.
Here's the story.
And I am Dan Haggerty. Welcome to The Story. If you're a regular with us here, hey guys, oh man, what's it been, 24 hours? I wish I could hug you, but I can't, obviously. Now, if you're new with us, let me give you a little idea of how things work here. So we talk a little differently than on other newscasts. We cover stories, I think, a lot differently, and we're great listeners, which you wouldn't expect since I'm also an egomaniac. Now, please, tell us what you're thinking. Send us your questions. Choose your favorite social platform. Reach out to us, email, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Use the hashtag HeyDan so we can find it real easily. Okay, so you're not new anymore. Let's get started. And I want to begin tonight by talking about numbers, because you've probably been hearing a lot of them. Every single night, in fact, you turn on the news and the first thing that you hear sounds a little something like this.
Here is a quick glance at the latest case numbers.
Cases here in the Northwest continue to grow slowly. Almost 9,000 people in Washington have it. Johns Hopkins University has been tracking the spread of the pandemic with this map.
Now, we learned today that 2 more people have died in Oregon for a total of 3 now confirmed coronavirus-linked deaths. All right, that last guy sounded like me because that last guy was me, because we do the same thing here. We talk about numbers. And on one hand, these numbers are very important. As you know, it's vital to see how fast the virus is spreading, how many people are getting sick, to really understand how urgent the situation is and how we should all be staying inside to slow the spread. But on the other hand, the problem with numbers is after a while, they just kind of start feeling like numbers and not much more. And right now, it's kind of tough to avoid numbers. We really can't. I mean, just look at today. We found out this week's insane unemployment numbers. Another 6.6 million people filed for unemployment in this country. More than 100,000 of them were right here living in Oregon. And that's only counting the people who are actually able to log on and get through on the unemployment website to file it all. And all right, here we go. I realize that we're doing it again. I'm rambling on about numbers. Old habit. Look, I'm not trying to say that numbers shouldn't be reported. They should be. They're very important. I'm saying that we can't forget the people that they stand for. I mean, just today we found out that 6 more people died in Oregon. That's 44 people killed by this virus here. But let's talk about one of them. Lynn Bryan, the guy in the center there, he was the very first person that we learned about in Oregon who died from COVID-19. He didn't show up to his regular card game with his buddies. They checked on him. They found out he was having trouble breathing. They took him to the hospital, and he died on March 14th, before we were practicing all this social distancing. Of the 9,097 people in Washington who have tested positive for COVID-19, Angela Primachenko is the only one who we've met who has delivered a baby while sick. She tested positive on March 24th and was hooked up to a ventilator. 5 days later, she was in a medically induced coma. And a week ago, she had a baby girl. Her husband and baby both tested negative for the virus, and today, Angela is off the ventilator. Now, the Oregon Health Authority, they don't really tell us exactly how many people have recovered from COVID-19, but we can tell you that William Lapshees is probably one of the oldest, if not definitely the oldest. He celebrated his 104th birthday a week ago yesterday. He contracted COVID-19 at a veterans home in Lebanon. And even though the virus has been especially devastating for people over the age of 80, yet alone over the age of 100, this month, Lapshees was declared virus-free. Obviously, we could go on and on with this. I mean, we haven't even touched on the more than 24,000 Oregonians who tested negative for the virus. So are we going to continue reporting numbers? Yes, of course we are. But we're also not going to forget the people who they stand for. Okay, our big story tonight is all about young people, students specifically, because you are experiencing this pandemic in an entirely different way than the rest of us. Your educational careers, for instance, are put on pause. You can't ride your bike down the street to go visit your friend. In fact, you can barely go outside. And have you looked out the window today? It's gorgeous. And I know that's torture. I feel for you. And so does Kristen Severance. She was supposed to be spending the rest of the school year inside Woodlawn Elementary, telling stories about the students there and their teachers and everybody. Obviously, though, this pandemic has made that a little bit more complicated. But she still managed to catch up with some of those Woodlawn kids and ask them how they're holding up. She just couldn't do it in person. But as you'll see, that doesn't stop us all from connecting.
When we started inside Woodlawn in August, documenting life inside a Portland elementary school, interviewing the kids,
and like, oh my God, it's really the first day, like,
quickly became our favorite part of this year-long project.
Actually really excited for the first day.
Wow. We talked to 5th grader Cameron Green a lot at the back-to-school fair.
I really like this school.
On the first day of school,
I was like, I'm really doing this. I'm really going to 5th grade.
My mom is special because she makes me happy.
And at Muffins with Mom.
And it's like, it's my last year, so probably this last Muffins with Mom was the best one out of all the years.
We rode with 5th grader Olivia and her mom on the way to school in our episode about Woodlawn families getting priced out of the neighborhood.
I love you, Mama.
And we interviewed her about the importance of having teachers of color at Woodlawn.
Now that I've had teachers that look like me explain it to me, it's like a part of my history, so it makes me feel happy that they're talking about it now.
Thankful for my
4th grader Rashad almost made us cry talking about his mom in our What Are You Thankful For story.
My mom was there for everything. I'm thankful for her because she provides a lot, even though she works night shifts.
We interviewed 2nd grader Archer on the first day of school.
I woke up, I was really tired, but I wanted to stay in bed because I was kind of scared too.
I like it because you get to stretch and have fun.
We talked to 1st grader Clover about yoga.
But when she told me to do heart thoughts to somebody, when we were doing mountain pose, I gave heart thoughts to my sister, so I'll tell her that.
And we interviewed her sister Melody in 3rd grade on Future Self Day.
I want to be able to help kids learn, and it seems like a fun job.
Okay, can you see me?
And now, because of the coronavirus, we have to talk to all of them like this.
Cameron! It's so good to see you.
So good to see you too.
How's your little brother doing? How is it being home with a little toddler all the time?
We're just gonna say it's been okay. It's been okay.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi.
Rashad, how are you doing?
Good.
Who's this?
Can you come in?
Yes, of course. Who's this?
It's my dog, Gates.
Archer, it's so good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Hi, Clover and Melody. How are you guys doing?
Hi. Good.
What is the one thing you miss most about school?
I miss my friends. I miss my friends. I miss my teachers. I miss the teachers that I usually see. I miss everything about my school. Honestly. I miss it so much.
What do you miss most about school, you guys?
My friends.
I miss learning and my teacher.
To see my best friend Augie and play in the gym.
What's the best part about being home?
I can sleep in. That's the only part I could say. I can't say anything else. I miss my school way too much.
I get to sleep in a lot.
If you made a schedule, it doesn't matter if you're late because it's not like you're going to miss anything.
So tell me, Archer, what do you know about the coronavirus?
I know that it's spreading quickly. I know it's all over the world.
It's killed a lot of people and infected a lot of people.
That they can't find a cure with it right now.
I'm just scared to get it. I'm scared to know how it feels. I'm scared to know how everybody else feels about it. I'm scared of it.
The coronavirus can get my mom's dad because his lungs work. So they had to replace them.
I'm afraid the coronavirus will just do damage to our world.
If you could say something to your friends right now watching, what would you say?
I miss you guys. I wish I could give you a big hug right now. And I want to see you guys again soon.
I miss you and I can't wait to see you when this is all over.
If you could say something to your teachers, what would you say?
I would say, hi, Mr. Clegg. Hi, Mr. Sharp. Hi, Mrs. Howard. Hi, Mrs. Howard again. Hi, Mr. Blair. Hi, Miss O'Shaughnessy. Hi, Mr. Ransom. Hi, Mrs. Kelly. I would say hi to every staff member into that building.
Miss you guys. Thank you for teaching me so much.
It's been a little hard not seeing you guys because you guys are super funny. You guys are mainly one of the main people that make me laugh. And so I haven't been laughing that much, and it's only because I haven't seen my teachers. But I miss you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you guys again.
How do you think we're all going to get through this?
Working together. I think we would get through this by washing our hands.
Let the doctors do their job, and then hopefully we can find a vaccine.
By washing your hands and staying away from like big crowds of people who you think might be infected by it.
And just like in every story before this one, they leave us with advice well beyond their years.
I keep telling myself every morning that everything's gonna go well.
I care for everybody in the world because everybody deserves to have a life and everybody deserves to live it. So my saying to everybody, stay safe. Please stay safe. God bless. Stay safe.
Okay, Kristen Severance joining us now. I just love that story. And you know, from the very beginning of this whole series, my favorite part about this has just been those children. Those kids are amazing.
They are.
I can't help but feel a little bit nervous for them, though. Will they be ready for the next level? Will they be ready for the next grade after this?
That is the #1 concern of teachers. I mean, they told me they feel the urgency, they feel the pressure. They will do whatever they can to make sure that these kids are ready to go on to the next grade. I mean, they're dropping off Chromebooks. They're pushing for hotspots so kids can have access to internet, and we will be there. We will show you as they try to figure out this process, this distance learning. Like so many other schools, we have such a rare glimpse from the inside, and these teachers are doing everything they can to make sure these kids are going to be ready.
All right, Kristen, thank you. I look forward to all your reports. And again, anybody at home who wants to watch all of Kristen's Inside Woodlawn coverage, you can find those stories right now on the KGW YouTube channel. Kristen, thanks.
You bet.
Oregon is doing such a good job of flattening the curve that it's actually costing hundreds of nurses their jobs.
I do think that across the state, Oregon nurses are really questioning how much the system cares about them.
And the interstate bridge is magic, apparently. On one side, golfing is banned. On the other, totally fine. And
how am I doing? How am I doing? How am I doing?
How am I doing?
How you doing? When the story continues.
Hi, I'm Kenzie. I'm a senior at Jesuit High School, and it's been really difficult not being able to see any of my teachers in person or any of my underclassmen friends or play spring sports. But this summer I'm really looking forward to spending time with my siblings and my family before going off to college at USC.
It's been pretty weird not seeing my friends every day at school. And it's pretty upsetting knowing that I won't have the physical graduation that I've seen my siblings have before me. But my family keeps me pretty hopeful, and I know that I'll value these times that I have with my friends more when this is all done.
Hey, I really appreciate all these students sending in their senior moments. We're going to continue to feature as many as we can, so if you'd like to send one in, just do so. Just shoot me a quick video, shoot a quick one kind of saying what you've seen so far, send it to the email or Twitter using the hashtag HeyDan. That email address is thestory@kgw.com. And we're still getting a lot of questions sent in too, like this one from Robbie. Said, hey Dan, why are construction workers exempt from the stay-at-home order? I'm in construction and think it's a huge mistake. The company I work for has opted to close. I agree, some construction work, like for house fires and floods, is essential, but very, very little. So construction work is allowed under Oregon's stay-at-home order, but not Washington's. I know our two states usually kind of stay pretty much in line with each other through stuff like this, but not everything. We asked Governor Brown's office about this, and they say construction sites can stay open since they're able to implement strict social distancing measures. They also have to designate an employee to enforce these policies. That's part of the executive order, and if they don't do this, they will be closed. The other thing we're getting a lot of questions about, even some complaints really, is golf courses being open. Penny emailed me and said, hey Dan, the Oregon executive order does not clarify golf courses. They are crowded, and I have observed not social distancing. So same deal as construction, Penny. Golf courses can stay open in Oregon, but not in Washington. They're considered a business in Oregon that's able to enforce that social distancing, so they don't have to close. Some golf courses are going a step further. Rose City Golf Course, for instance, in northeast Portland, has a big list of changes that they're making. They put it on their website. Players have to stay 6 feet apart from each other, so that's one thing. But they also aren't letting people rent golf clubs. Golf carts are being limited to one person at a time. You also have to book tee time online or over the phone. This headline is getting a lot of attention today. The Oregon Clinic lays off 820 workers. It left some of you confused. Some people were upset. I mean, we are going through a pandemic. How are nurses being laid off right now? So we wanted to sort through this with some help from Maggie Vespa.
Okay, Maggie, thanks for joining us. First question is an obvious one. We're in the midst of a pandemic. How are healthcare workers being laid off?
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, this makes no sense, right? You would think that we would need all of them that we can get. The answer, in short, is kind of twofold, so we'll go reason by reason. Reason number one is basically it starts with Governor Brown's stay-at-home order. As part of that, remember, she banned all non-urgent elective procedures, treatments, surgeries, all that stuff. She did it to give hospitals the staff, the space, the protective gear that we've been talking about so much that they would need to battle coronavirus. So a lot of these clinics, just like the dentists and the dermatologist offices that closed, they can't treat patients or make money. So for now, they say they can't afford to keep those staffers on. Okay, so that's reason number one. Are you still with me?
Yes, I got you. So it makes a lot of sense, actually, when you put it that way. So what is reason number two?
Okay, so reason number two, this is sort of like an unforeseen downside of Oregonians doing a great job of flattening the curve, because now state officials basically say they're not worried about our hospitals getting overwhelmed. And that's awesome news in general, obviously, but it means that hospitals are also now sitting emptier than usual right now, because they've sort of been told all they can treat in a way is COVID-19, and there aren't enough patients to keep them busy. So we're seeing layoffs and shifts cut from them too. Case in point, this is what a rep for the Oregon Nurses Association told me about a nurse working at Columbia Memorial Hospital in Astoria. Take a listen.
She told us that she's afraid that she won't even be able to afford groceries, let alone the other necessities of life, because her hours have been cut to less than 20 hours a month now.
Okay, so as you can imagine, that union is livid about this. They want these workers kept on staff, or if there's really nothing for them to do, just put on paid leave for the time being. So Columbia Memorial said they just can't do that right now, but they do tell us the layoffs they hope are temporary, and same for the Oregon Clinic, who pointed out to us, even though these employees aren't getting paid, they are furloughed, so they are still getting benefits right now, which is at least some good news amid all of this, but obviously it's a huge and tough pill to swallow for a ton of people.
Absolutely. Maggie, thank you.
Sure.
Now, before we go to break here, obviously we've been kind of leaning heavy on school stuff today, since it hasn't been long since we found out there'll be no, school as we know it for the rest of the school year. And we've been talking a lot about high school seniors and their families and how difficult it's all been for them going through this pandemic. No graduation, no prom, all that kind of stuff. Now, at the top of yesterday's show, if you watched, I said as much, and I kind of joked that here I am talking to seniors and none of them are actually watching the story. Maybe their parents are. Well, today I was going through my Facebook messages and I came across this from a mom, Lorna McKinnon Day, and here's what it had to say. She said, "Hey Dan, my husband and I watch you regularly and heard you mention the class of 2020 with an assumption no one was watching. My son, Sam, would have been watching. You guys have done several stories on him. He died of cancer just before his freshman year in August 2016. But his all-time favorite show was NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams. Mostly, I just wanted you to know that Sam would have been a class of 2020 kid, watching your stories and offering the rest of the family his opinions." I've been thinking about Sam pretty much all day since I read that. I looked him up in our archives. We covered his 5K last year. It's called the Sam Day 5K. It has a great ring to it. It raises money for pediatric cancer research and helps to honor and remember Sam. That run is usually in June, by the way, but Lorna, his mom, told me it's going to be moved till September this year. So if you usually run that thing, you should wait a couple extra months. Check out their website. And if any of you seniors out there are looking for something to rally around or to champion, to close out this little bizarre chapter of your high school career, I don't know, I think Sam seems like a pretty cool choice. Just look up the Sam Day Foundation if you want.
When the story continues. How you doing?
How am I doing?
How am I doing?
How am I doing?
I'm doing well.
fine.
Pretty good, I think, considering.
And keeping Portland weird from a distance.
And I'm just actually just happy that I get to spend much more family time with my family since I'm going to college soon at Montana State, and I'm not going to be missing them for months at a time. And I'm just glad I get to spend time with my little brother, my little sister, and my parents as much as I can now before I have to leave. So I'm just staying hopeful.
Hi, I'm Abby and I'm a senior at Central Catholic, and this quarantine time, it's been a really weird adjustment, but it's been good to spend time with my family and get ready for college, and I'm just super excited for summer and spending all the time I can with my friends before I leave.
Hey, keeping Portland weird tonight, a picture Jim McKinnon sent me of what he's calling a social distancing hat. He says it's an attempt to keep everyone 6 feet away from me. I'm in the process of marketing a hat that will remind people to stay away. So far, it's working. I can't imagine why. It looks like a perfect design. People move away very quickly, he says. Are you out there keeping Portland weird? Let us know with the hashtag #HeyDan. Now, usually we end the show by reading a couple of comments from you guys, so please keep sending them in. We love to read them. We love your feedback. But tonight, we're going to finish things up by hearing from you directly. Our photojournalist, Ken McCormick, hit the streets of Portland to ask people a very simple question. Have a good night. Stay safe.
How am I doing? I'm doing fine. Just trying to participate in the social distancing, help flatten the curve.
I'm doing well with it. Got my mask on.
How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. Just trying to keep up with things changing. I work in the hospital, so learning something new every day and finding stuff to do at home when I'm not at the hospital.
How am I doing? I'm fine.
With the virus going on, you know, it's a lot of stress for, you know, my family and stuff.
How am I doing? I'm doing great.
How am I doing? Pretty good, I think, considering. I think being able to go outside has been really helpful. If we weren't able to get outside and walk, I think I would be in a much worse place.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We're out for a family bike ride right now. We're trying to get some exercise and vitamin D after a morning filled with working from home and homeschooling.
I can say that I'm very anxious, kind of frantic. A lot of things are going on at this moment.
How am I doing? I'm just kind of waiting for life to get back to normal.
It's getting kind of lonesome a little bit because, you know, you're not around as many people as you're used to, but for the most part, I'm just feeling blessed right now.
So we're practicing teleworking and homeschooling at the same time, which makes me appreciate teachers a lot.
How am I doing? Well, I am doing great. I'm working. I'm working full-time. I have 3 children at home that are managing well. They're enjoying the sun, and we're managing just like everybody else in a safe manner and trying to enjoy life as it's coming on a day-by-day basis.